Kia ora. Prime Minister Bainimarama, thank you so much for such a powerful speech. Can I please just acknowledge all of the leaders, ministers and everyone that's here. We certainly see that Fiji's hosting of COP23 is groundbreaking. We certainly recognise the effect and that the Pacific is at the forefront of vulnerability to the effects of climate change, and acknowledge that it's not sitting back. It is also a leader in responding to these impacts, and COP23 will be a once-in-a-generation chance to showcase this leadership. One of the first things I did as Climate Change Minister was visit Kiribati and Tuvalu to see firsthand actually the effects that had gone on, because it's easy to kind of sit in New Zealand and I certainly wanted to see it firsthand. New Zealand is very disappointed that the US has decided to withdraw from the Paris Agreement, but as with other leaders here, we have hope that they too can stay with us, and I heard your call out that the door remains open, and I think, sir, that's a really important message that we can bring. I also acknowledge the very clear vision that Fiji has for COP. And I'm particularly pleased to see the focus on advancing the Paris Agreement work programme, the commitment to upholding advancing Paris Agreement, and including by designing the 2018 facilitative dialogue. I've got to say, both of my colleagues here and yourself have given me plenty to think about just in your own addresses as to other things that we could be advancing with that work. We would very much like to propose that there is an emphasis on sustainable agriculture and fisheries, access to finance for adaptation, renewable energy, clean water and affordable disaster. In 2015 we each went through an extensive process of developing it. This opportunity to stress that New Zealand is also very committed to reducing our own emissions. It's one thing to stand here, but I think we also have to be showing the action that we're doing onshore, and that is an extensive domestic work program that I have undertaken. We're now at 84% renewable energies. We've got a number of other initiatives, planting and others, that we will continue to do to make sure that we're domestically doing our bit. Can I just acknowledge how hugely important the agenda is as we move forward to Bonn, and what we can accomplish. We know that Fiji is keen on agriculture's role in reducing emissions and adapting to climate change as part of the action agenda in COP23, and we've given thought to how to support this. So, and just in recognition of time and other leaders, I'd like in the day or in bilaterals if there's opportunities there. But I think there's real opportunities for us to reduce emissions, for us to have best practice around the world, and to be helping both developing and developed countries that are dealing with agriculture emissions themselves. Can I just too pass on my thanks for the hospitality, for the leadership that Fiji has shown in your